Okay, so let's now have Mann-Whitney U-test, which is the non-parametric version of independent samples t-test. Now we use the Mann-Whitney U-test when you have two independent groups and you want to compare their distributions, especially when the data is not interval. So when the data is ordinal or not normally distributed, or when the assumptions of the t-test are not met, it is the best alternative to independent samples t-test. Now, if you Google this tool, ito daw ay more focused on medians rather than means. The Mann-Whitney test actually compares the overall distributions of two groups by looking at the ranks of the observations rather than the actual values. So, kumbaga, i-rank mo lahat ng observations, then i-add mo lahat ng rankings for each group na kino-compare. So, I'll give you a good example para maintindihan nyo yung ibig sabihin ng comparing ranks. So, parang ganito lang yan. So, for example, we have, meron tayong 3 judge sa singing contest. Siyempre, of course, they follow criteria in judging. So, nag-add up yan to up to 100, for example. Now, kay Judge A and B, panalo si Contestant 1. Pero itong si Judge C, okay, super taas ng score niya kay 2, like 98. Tapos, 90 lang si 1. Now, if you average the scores, of course, mananalo pa si 2. Kahit sa isang judge lang siya nanalo. So, kung mean yung gagamitin natin, it's really not reliable. Now, let us try to arrange the score first para mahanap natin yung median. We will arrange the scores from lowest to highest. So, we have here 90, 90, 93, 94, 95, and 98. So, which one is the median? We have 93 and 94, right? So, averaging that, we have 93.5. That's our median. Pag i-compute natin ang ranking ni Contestant 1 based on how near her score sa median, kay Judge A, 1, Contestant 1 is 95, Contestant 2 is 94. So, mas malapit si 2 sa median. Okay? Kay Judge B naman, Contestant 1 is 93, Contestant 2 is 90. So, mas malapit si 1 sa median. But then, kay Judge C, si 1 is 90 while si 2 is 98. So, mas malapit si 1 sa median. So, overall, based on ranking towards central tendency, panalo talaga si 1. So, I hope that this is helpful in informing you that not all the time, puro na lang mean or average yung basihan natin. The name mean even have bad connotations. Like, for example, your mean. Kasi sometimes nagiging makitid na yung mga decisions if sa average lang tayo nagre-rely. Just to play safe. Even the word average doesn't sound good, right? Okay, sabihin ko ba namang average ka? Akala mo genius ka. So, back to Mann-Whitney. Again, the test ranks all observations from both samples combined, then compares the sums of the ranks for each group. So with that, bahala na si SPSS dyan. So here's our sample data for this tutorial. In this experiment, a scientist wanted to study the effect of predator pheromones on prey behavior. It was reported in various journals na nag-i-emit ng chemical signals ang mga predators. And nadidetect ito ng mga prey. Of course, hindi lahat ng prey nakaka-detect. So, it's interesting to know kung anong mga prey ang nakaka-detect ng pheromone. So, here's our predator. This is Pycnopodia, megastar, a superstar, basta malaking sea star. Our prey here is a snail, a gastropod. Now, the researcher wanted to find out if magre-react ang snail sa predator pheromone. And of course, yung gagamitin lang na stimulus natin here is ang tubig galing sa tank ng predator. So, walang predator. Only yung tubig na may mga hormones. We expect na yung hormones ng predator andyan na sa tubig. And we have two groups here. The control, where the snails are not exposed to pheromone. So, tubig lang. Walang, hindi nilagyan yan ng predator. And of course, our treatment is where you have the pheromones. So, you expose the snails to the pheromone. Take note that we only have 18 observations here. So, di ba parang hindi sufficient ang observations? 18 lang. Nakakatakot maging strict by using a parametric test. Also, if we check for normality ng independent variable, okay, let's try to check it here now. Analyze non-parametric test. We've done this before. Legacy Dialogues, Kolmogorov, Smirnov. And our p-value is 0.008. So we have to reject HO, that our sample data is normally distributed. So, hindi rin pasado sa normal distribution requirement yung data natin. And I think na yung data hindi naman ganoon ka-precise kasi nga escape attempts ang binibilang. Right? So, how many times nag-try mag-escape yung snail. Malay mo, hindi naman escaping yung ibang mga movements dyan. Baka dancing yan or natatay yung snail. So, there's some sort of question marks sa reliability ng observations. So, since hindi nga pwede yung independent sample C-test, again, because we haven't met the required assumptions for that parametric test, we will use Mann-Whitney as an alternative test at 0.05 level of significance. Okay, so let's do it. Analyze non-parametric test, legacy dialogues, 2 independent samples. Lagay natin sa grouping variable yung nominal data natin. Then sa test variable ang interval data. You can click options and request for descriptive stats. Although hindi yan reliable at this point. Okay, continue. Okay. As you can see here, yung number of snail attempts means here are 6.11 and 1.5. So what do you think, guys? Does that make sense? Kasi nga, escape counts yung binibilang natin. Bakit fraction to? So, 6.11 and 1.5. So, meron bang escape count, for example, na 6.11? That's why, again, it's not useful to look at the mean here. Now, in the table below, makita natin ang sum of ranks, wherein mas mataas ang value ng those exposed to pheromone. In the test statistics table, the p-value is 0.000, indicating that there is a significant difference between the control and treatment groups when it comes to the number of escape attempts. Now, let's put everything together in our hypothesis testing template. Okay, state the null and alternative hypothesis. Our HO can be, there is no significant difference in the number of escape attempts between pheromone exposed and those that are not exposed snails. Our HA, there is a significant difference in the number of escape attempts between pheromone exposed and not exposed snails. So we choose our level of significance. Alpha 0.05, N is equal to 18. Determine the test statistic, of course, Mann-Whitney U-test. Our critical values for acceptance and rejection, if our P is greater than 0.05, accept HO. If P is less than 0.05, reject HO. Now, already given na din yung data. We will have the computation. Okay, the computation is also there. So decide whether to reject or accept the null hypothesis. So our decision is to reject HO. So there is a significant difference in the number of escape attempts between Kyromon exposed and not exposed snails. Now in this case, it was proven na nag-i-elicit ng escape behavior ang Kyromon without the direct presence of the predator. Okay, we're done. Now, the data here na magiging assignment nyo is coming from a sensory evaluation score or scores. Now, why Mann-Whitney? Are you familiar with sensory evaluation, guys, of food? Of course, you taste the food and you do some sort of evaluation in terms of taste, mga texture ng food. Okay, so hindi naman siguro ganun ka-reliable ang taste buds natin. For example, in flavor evaluation. So, parang qualitative study yung mga sensory evaluation studies. Kasi nga, subjective din ang taste. So, pag ganitong yung mga data natin ay parang, we think na parang hindi siya ganun kaganda yung quality. So, instead of utilizing parametric test again, the best thing to do is to use non-parametric tests. So, sabihin natin may PhD ka sa food science or you are a food chemist. Mas expert pa kaya sa mga professional chefs pagdating sa flavor evaluation? So, nasa genetics naman siguro yan, not in your degree, right? So, we will try to look at this data in the next video. And from here, I have here the data from our previous video. So, ito yung assignment natin sa independent samples t-test. Here, we will compare two seaweed processing methods. So, one is in-upgrade ng company yung equipment. Then, the other group is walang in-upgrade na equipment, pero in-upgrade nila yung process or technique. Now, we will check if may benefit ang equipment upgrading. Yung dependent variable natin dito is seaweed yield. Okay, so tapusin na natin to, yung assignment natin. Analyze, compare means, and we have independent samples t-test. Seaweed processing method in the grouping variable, and of course, percent yield in the test variable. And we define our groups here. We have 2, 1, 2, then continue. Click OK. In the group statistics table, we have 82.5% yield for method 1 and 81.13% yield for method 2. So, mukhang magkalapit, right? So, is the difference of 1% significant? Now, tingnan natin ang sig value. Okay, p-value is equal to 0.287. Assuming variances are equal. This means that there is no significant difference in the two methods. If the company wants to save money, maybe equipment upgrade is not necessary. Dapat lang naman pala is i-upgrade ang technique or process in the production. Alright, so we're done guys. See you in the next tutorial. Bye!